Jai Hind to all. And I hope you all must be very fine, healthy, happy, and must be studying on regular basis. Today, due to this school timing problem, I decided to again have a recording of the chapters networking that was going on. Now, this networking fundamental, I'll discuss about the networking fundamental. And I hope you will like this video and kindly go through this video again and again till it will be digested to you and make a note out of it. This is my humble and gentle request to all. Now, in this chapter, basically we'll talk about what networking is. Mind it, networking is a process to connect the computer in a network. Once I have more than one computers and they are supposed to be connected, the process that we adopt to connect that computer in a network is called networking. And network is a group of computers connected together form a network. So there are two terms, network and networking. Network, once you have more than one computer, they are connected either directly or indirectly are called network. And the process that we adopt to connect all the computers in a network is called networking. We connect the computer network. The questions may be raised, why computers are supposed to be connected network? There are many reasons. We'll let you know the reasons also. Once I have many computers, many people are working, they have a different needs or desire, and they want to fulfill that definitely. For that, we have need of extra hardware, extra softwares. Sometimes the company or organizations whose organizations having a network or maybe not a network, not able to provide the each and every peripherals to every individual. In that case, we have need to share a particular component with more than one people, and then there is a needs of networking or network. So we connect the computer in a network to share our data. We connect the computer network to share our peripherals, components, hardware, software. We also connect our computer to easily communicate. We also connect our computers to avoid or to remove the distance barrier that is there otherwise. It's also economical for the organizations who having that networking. So these are some of the benefits of connecting computer in a network. So three things we discuss. What is network? Group of computer connected together form a network. Once we connect the computer network, it is called networking. So networking gives us the freedom to connect the different kind of computers in a network. And then advantages of networking: distance barrier, it's a break the distance barrier. Then all the hardware, software, peripherals, component, or any things, gadgets, gizmos, which is part of organizations can be shared by all. That's another advantage. It's very easy for us to communicate. Easily you can communicate, fastly you can communicate, efficiently you can perform the task, and any kinds of communication can take place. That's a great. For example, if I am not in network, I may not be able to send the audio or video or textual, all sorts of communication. But once I am in a network, your audio file, your textual file, your video file, all sorts of communication can take place easily, and it's not costly also. So it's very economical for the organizations to connect the computer in a network. Now come to the next point, that is type of networks. Now there are broadly three kinds of network we have: LAN, MAN, and WAN. Now LAN is local area network. Any network that you establish, that you connect in a local geographical area within 5 to 10 kilometers, though LAN says only within kilometers, whatever the network you connect are LAN. For organizations, if you have organization have many computers, and if you want to connect the computer network, it's a LAN that you have to establish. LAN is very private to the organizations for whom it is, and except that organization, no one can access it. Without the permission of that organization, no one can access that network. That's why it's called very private and exclusive for organizations. So local network is a network that we establish in an organization within 5 to 10 kilometer maximum range. So in your school, colleges, universities, factory, industry, we have a network that is a LAN. Now the second category, it's the lowest category of the network we have. LAN speed is from 10 to 100 Mbps that a LAN provides us. That is too much. 100 Mbps means megabit per second I'm talking. Now second is a metropolitan area network. It is a second category of the network, and in metropolitan network we have accessibility in entire network city where the network is. So through the MAN you can interact or you can access any computer in entire city. So complete city covered under the MAN, metropolitan area network. So if anywhere you see the entire city is connected in a network, then it is an example of metropolitan area network. It may be a big city, it may be a small city, but entire city should be covered in a MAN. Then third is a WAN, wide area network. Now wide network is a kind of network which allows to access any part of the world. So you can access the globe, you can access any part of your country, you can access one country, computers of a country to some other country's computer. That is what the WAN is. Example of WAN is internet. So internet that you use is example of WAN. Metropolitan network, your radio station of a particular city or your TV station of a particular city is example of MAN, and your school, colleges, universities, labs which are connected together is example of LAN. So these are the three broad category of the networking we have: LAN, MAN, WAN. I hope this all must be again very digestible to you. Now, next topic is the types of network based on the component roles. Now network again divided into two different kinds on the basis of the components role. One is called client server architecture, very important to understand, and second is peer-to-peer networks. Now see the first peer-to-peer network. Once in a network, a computer directly connected to other computer through a wire, it is an example of peer-to-peer network. Mind it, once we connect a computer directly with the wire with other computer, then it is a peer-to-peer, because each and every computer which is part of a network have the same rights. No one considered to be superior and no one considered to be not superior. All have the same rights, same power, same capacity to share the data. So normally if I have a 2 or 3 gadgets at my home and I want to connect it, it will be an example of peer-to-peer network. Now second one, which is considered to be the more important types of network on the basis of component roles, is a client server architecture or client server network. Now mind it, there are two words I'm using: client server architecture or client server network. Now in this client server network we have a 2 tier, we have a 2 layer. One is a client, one is server. Now there is a dedicated server in that network which basically a powerful computer which serves each and every request of the client, process each and every request of the client and send back the result to that client in the format that client can understand. That's what's called a client server architecture. And the client can make the request only. It depends on the server, the request can be processed or requests can be denied. That's why it's considered to be the most secure, more efficient, more powerful types of network according to the component roles. So there are two categories of the networking on the basis of the component role. One is a client server architecture, which is considered to be the better than the peer-to-peer architecture, where the client only can make the request and every computer which is connected with a server are called client. And there is a dedicated server. I said dedicated. Dedicated server means the server which role is only to serves, nothing else. No one can access it directly. Server is 24 hours, 365 days on, and only again accepting the request or denying the request depend on the kind of request it is, and keep on again processing the request. So server gives again more freedom, server gives again more power, server gives again more security to the client server networking. So these are the two broad category of the networking on the basis of component roles. Now come to the internet and its component. There are different components of internet, different terminology, different terms that we used related to the internet. Now one is the www, World Wide Web. Now you insert, you can say W3, or you can say www, or you can say World Wide Web. Now www is one of the service or one of the service that help us to access multimedia file on internet. It means anything that you access on net, it's a www, one of the service of the internet which makes that things possible or which help you to get that things. So www, World Wide Web, is one of the service of internet through which you can access any multimedia file on net. That is one of the terminology, one of the components of internet. Now, if you want to know the history of www, Timothy Berners-Lee, in short you can say Tim Berners-Lee, in 1989 or 90 developed or establish or just again give this concept of www. At the same time, he also developed one of the languages, that is hypertext markup language, because in year 2000, people start using internet globally. Beforehand, it was a need of the developers to create a language that can be again shared for all to share the informations in entire world. Scientists that time using the computer to share the research work. That's why Tim Berners-Lee, who was basically a physicist and worked 15 years continuously as a physicist, and later he became a computer scientist and he developed this www and given the concept HTML. Now, next is forums. Now, forums is basically a specific kind of websites or on net, or it's one of the component on net which basically gives us the information about related to a particular kind of information. For example, if someone want to know about some coding, there is a coding forum. If someone want to know about the cricket, there is a cricket forum. If someone want to know about the AI, there is an AI forum. So forum is basically a specialized websites which again managed by or run by the expert of that line and who can help you to get the answer of any shorts of that kind. That is what the forum is. Third is research database. Now in net, we have a mini database lying with a lot of information about the research work done by the scientists or researcher, and once we need that information, directly internet can give you. That is called research database. Then we have a Usenet. All the users who are using the net are called Usenet. Here, Usenet are a specific kind of users on the net who can share a particular topic, a particular information with you. Email and IM is one of the best feature, email, one of the best feature, frequently used feature of net, through which you can send the mail from one computer to the other computer, from one person to the other person. IM, instant messaging system, as you all know, like your Facebook, like your WhatsApp, these are considered to be the IM. Instantly you can send a message, even the person is online or offline. You can send the message. So these two features or two components are also the very frequently used component of net through which you can send the message or send the mail. And last is Telnet. Telnet is one of the component or one of the again service of the net through which you can remotely log in to any computer lying anywhere. Remotely log in. You can remotely log in to any computer. Mind it, if I'm on vacation and I have to access my office computer, I can access it wherever I am on the vacation from there itself by the help of Telnet. So these are some of the components which help us to access any computer which are very far from me. Now come to the internet terminology. There are different terminology we use of internet, like a client. Any computer through which you can make the request on net is called client. If I'm sitting on my computer and I'm making request www.yahoo.com, then my computer, which is connected to network, is a client basically. The server, the power computer in a network. Powerful, strongest computer network which can serve each and every request, which process each and every request of the client in a network. Web page, individual page of a website is called web page through which you can get some information. Websites, collection of web pages of similar kind through which you can get some related information about a particular company is known as website. For example, www.skpps.org is an example of websites of your school. Then web portal is a special kind of websites which help us to access, which help us to search some other websites, that is called portal. Like Google is a web portal through which you can access any websites, but your website, school website, can only give you the information about you. That's what's called a website. So there is a difference between web portal and website. Portal is somehow much more powerful than the websites. any other websites can also access by the portal, but website cannot allow you to access some other website. It can only give you some information about that website. Web browser is the software which must be there in your client computer to browse the net, to make a request from the server. Web browser is a software which is very required in your computer, like Opera Mini, like a Google Chrome, like a Mozilla Firefox. These are the browser which must be there in your every client computer, through which you can make the request from the server. Then web client, as I mentioned, any computer or the program that runs in your client computer are called web client. URL is a complete information about the particular websites or complete physical location of particular website, and web server is known as URL, Uniform Resource Locator. So if you know the URL of a particular website, you can directly reach or you can directly access that websites. Like you can say your school URL is www.skpps.org, or you can say website is also www.skpps.org. Basically, we are talking about our website's address. Blog is a online journal or bulletin board which help us to share our views with the mass together without sending it individually. That is blog. And the person who writes the blog is called blogger. And the process that you use to write a blog is called blogging. So there are three terms: blog, blogger, blogging. Blog is one of the features of internet through which you can share our ideas with the world. For example, Amitabh Bachchan wants to share his idea about the COVID-19. He can easily write on his blog what his observation, what his feeling about this COVID-19 after infected or get affected from it. That is one of the blog. And Amitabh Bachchan himself is considered to be the blogger because he wrote the blog. And the process that you use to write the blog is called blogging. So blog, blogger, blogging. These are the three terms. And news groups are again the groups of people who share the same news, who are on net, gathered to discuss on the same news or informations on net is called news groups. Email, as I mentioned, electronic mail. It's one of the frequent or most used feature of internet that helps us to send a mail or a document from one computer to the other, from one person to the other person. And email address is very again unique address given to the particular individual on a net to send and receive the mail. So once you want to send a mail, the basic requirement of yours is you must register on a particular mail provider, like a Gmail, like a Yahoo Mail, or like a Reddit Mail, or like maybe some other mail. Once you will register, you will get a unique ID by that email provider, and later you can use that email ID to either send or receive the mail. Because to send the mail, you have to log in into that again email provider websites, and then only you can send. And you have need of the email ID of the recipient to whom you want to send the mail. That is what it is. It's a unique, separated by two again part. One is before @ and one is after @. Before @ it's a username that basically gives an identity whose email ID it is, and after the @ it is basically a domain name where you are registered, like a Reddit or Yahoo or Gmail. So this is what the different kind of terminology. I hope this all terminology will be more clear once you listen me in this video again and again, and you jot down, then it will be more again better. Now, internet connectivity options. I'll talk about some of the again connectivity options. You may get connected to the internet through different ways. One is a dial-up connection. Now, dial-up connection is a limited kind of connection that early people used to get connected to the net. In this case, your landline phone used as a medium to communicate on the net, and for a short again time, or you may say you may get connected depending on the availability of the server, and your phone will be used to send the message. That's why it's called a dial-up connection. There is no certainty. Before again dialing, you may get connected. Every moment you want to get connected, you have to dial your server number through your phone, and depend on the availability of the server, you may get connected or you may not. So early people used to get connected with the dial-up connections. Nowadays, it's not again considered to be the right one. Second kind of connection is a broadband connection, which is very popular and we are using nowadays. Broadband means band which is a broad. It means the frequency range is a much. It means the downloading and uploading speed is a much. If your internet connections giving you the speed of at least 1 MB per second, 1 Mbps means 1 megabit per second, you are using a broadband internet connections. Here, broadband is bandwidth. Bandwidth means frequency range. And nowadays people love to have a bandwidth or broadband connection at home. Now in the broadband connection, we have again different kind of methods that you can adopt. One is a cable modem. Now in the case of broadband, and if you want to go for the cable connection, you will get a cable from the ISP, Internet Service Provider. Is basically organization who provides the internet directly to your home, and you can just plug that cable in your Ethernet again port on your computer or laptop, and you may connect, or you will get connected immediately. So there is no need to dial, there is no need to wait, you are always connected. Just like the TV cable of yours, you just switch on your TV and your program starts, and you can switch on to any program. You haven't need to worry how that connection will establish and maybe I'll be get connected. If your TV cable is okay, you may watch the program instantly, immediately after switching on TV. Similar way, this cable connection under the broadband connectivity directly gives us the cable from the ISP provider. Every city is not giving this kind of features or services, but in city like Hisar or maybe Delhi or maybe other cities, we have this cable services provided from the different again ISP, Internet Service Provider, and they will provide you a single cable. That cable you have to plug to any again media, internet enabled media, to enjoy the internet. That's what's called a cable modem, and very fast one also. Second, DSL, digital subscriber line, DSL kind of connection, a DSL broadband connection. In DSL broadband connection, we generally apply or request from the ISP to get this DSL connection. They provide us a modem, DSL modem, and a phone will be used. The phone and modem will be connected to the computer, and you will be able to use the broadband connectivity. DSL connections your phone cannot be used to dial or to access as a phone once you are using the internet, but otherwise you may use it. And third is a satellite. The satellite way also you can use the broadband connection. In this case, you have to install an antenna on the roof of your building or wherever you are living, and this satellite can give you the internet connectivity till the weather is very clean, or now the sky is very clear. And if there is a cloudy weather, there is rainy, there is no sunlight, then there will be a problem. But otherwise, these three kind of connections we can use to get connected in a broadband way. One is a cable connection, that directly cable will be provided. Second is a modem will be provided from the ISP, and that modem you have to configure with the computers. There is installation CD provider will give you, and phone will be used of your home. And third is called satellite. In that we have to install an antenna. You have to again configure that antenna or maybe align that antenna with the satellite directions, and once that connectivity will be established, after that you can enjoy the broadband connection. Now next is a through wireless connection. This was wired one. This all cases either the cable or DSL or your satellite. In all three kind of broadband connection, we have to use the wire. Again, from the antenna, wire will be there till your computer, and through that you will be connected. Now come to the Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity. Wireless fidelity is kind of wireless connectivity that we have to get connected to the internet. Now this is a broadband internet connection. You must have a broadband internet connection first. Then your computer in which you want to connect the internet should be the wireless enable, or wireless features should be there. Like a laptop you can use, a smartphone you can use. Desktop hardly comes with the Wi-Fi. So this is a what requirement. You must have a broadband connection, then you must have a Wi-Fi enabled device for this reason. And once this is there, you can have a router. Router is an electronic device that you have to purchase from the market, and that purpose is to relay the informations or relay the signal in every corner of the environment where you are connected. Normal, it can give you 10 to 100 meters. Normal routers comes with this capacity of 10 to 100 meters range, and you can get connected. Here we have a flexibility to move here and there, but you'll be still connected to the. So if you want to get connected with the internet without wire, so at home you can install a wire router, then you can get connected to the broadband connection from the ISP, and that router ISP will give you a cable. That cable directly you can plug in the Wi-Fi router, and then you can enjoy the wireless connectivity. So in this case, wireless connectivity, we have Wi-Fi hotspot also. Now Wi-Fi hotspot is basically the venue or a place where the Wi-Fi is connected, or where you will get the Wi-Fi connection. So if I'm in the SKPPS campus and I'm getting the Wi-Fi connectivity, then my SKPPS campus where I'm getting that connectivity is called Wi-Fi hotspot. Then comes to the WiMAX. WiMAX, that is the maximum speed a Wi-Fi can give. It is a kind of connectivity that Wi-Fi gives us where 50 kilometer range you can connect with the internet. Mind it, it's a 30, basically 3 to 10 miles. That is a 5 to 15 kilometers normal. Otherwise, you can connect to the 30 miles. That is approx 50 kilometer range. And for this reason, we use a tower. Your ISP, you must have seen Airtel tower or Hus tower are there again in the Simani everywhere or in every city less or more. That tower is basically the WiMAX kind of connectivity. From there, the high speed internet connectivity is provided, and that can be accessed till 25 kilometer one side, because 50 kilometer once I said in one direction it can give you 25, opposite side again it will give you 25. So north south and east to west 25, that is a 50 kilometer range. That is WiMAX, and it's a costlier. Normal people cannot go for the WiMAX. You have to again build up a tower for this, and then some instruments are also supposed to be installed. So this is for the professionals, this is for the businessman, this is for your ISP to have it. So this is what it is, and then we have some advantages and disadvantages of these three kind of technology. One is the dial-up. It's inexpensive, as I mentioned, because you are not sure you may get connected. It's a limited kind of connection, so it's considered to be inexpensive, not costlier. Then available anywhere, that is okay, but availability is less. Can connect using a cell phone and cell phone modem. This is what the advantages of the dial-up connection, which was one of the connection method early people used to. Limitation, slower than the broadband. Of course, it was very slow. Nowadays, if you'll work on it, I can give you the guarantee, you will leave the computer, you will run away. Can incur the local phone charges and bill only the local charges of your phone, like what monthly you gives, that only will be there. Need 2 lines to make the phone call while online. Mind it, if you will use the same phone for the communication also, same phone for the dial-up also, then you will be disconnected from the internet if you'll receive a call. So that's why you have a need of 2 line. Now broadband connection is the second category of the connectivity we have, much faster than the dial-up naturally. Always on, you have a need to wait, you have a need to worry, I may get connected, I may not, you are connected. More expensive than the dial-up, definitely, and not available in all areas. Of course, it's not available in every area.